We are not ready for matriarchy if we continue to believe that the opposite of motherhood is being child-free. But before you come for me, I want to offer an alternative perspective rooted in decolonial majority worldviews that show us how motherhood is not an individual role, but rather a collective function of sustaining life. I'm Carly, a PhD student and well-being scientist, and if you're here, you're ready to rethink everything you've been taught about wellness. Before we get there, I wanted to mention that the problem here is not child-free women or mothers. The problem is the binary thinking around motherhood and child-free discourse that breeds superiority, defensiveness, and fragmentation. According to a 2024 study grounded in decolonial, Black feminist, and Chicanx feminist perspectives, researchers studied how motherhood is understood across different communities, looking specifically at Somali immigrant mothers in the UK and white suburban mothers in the US. And what they found is that motherhood isn't this fixed identity or an individual role that someone takes on. It really is instead this collective, relational, and community-based care that is shared across aunties, neighbors, and broader community networks. I use this term that I really love called Othermothering, meaning caring for children who are not biologically yours, rooted in African collectivist epistemologies to illustrate that mother work is not confined to biology. And this idea really challenges the often Western view that mother work is confined to specific genders. Authors go on to argue how the modern colonial gender system has imposed Western ideas of gender and motherhood, which in turn has disrupted a lot of our communal ties and relations and replaced them with individualized roles. So this explains why so many of us are burnt out. Instead, they suggest that mothering is characterized by collectivism, interdependence, community-based care, intergenerational healing, and joy. So instead of asking whether motherhood or being child-free is a more valid choice, I believe that we need to instead ask ourselves, who is responsible for the care in our communities, and why is it the burden of mostly women? Because if we really want a matriarchy, it's not about choosing different roles in the same system. It's about reimagining a system where care work is collective, redistributed, and no longer tied to gender at all.